I never imagined that 4 small security cameras would save my home. When my Homeowners Association sued me, they were certain they would win. They claimed my swimming pool violated community rules. They demanded thousands of dollars in fines. They even asked the court to force me to remove the pool entirely. But they made one mistake. They forgot that the truth had been recording itself for months. Those cameras captured something no one expected, and the footage destroyed their entire lawsuit. My name is Daniel. 3 years ago, my wife and I bought what we believed would be our forever home in a quiet Florida community. The backyard sold us on the house. A beautiful swimming pool, a peaceful patio, tall palm trees that gave us complete privacy. It felt like a private resort. For the first year, life was perfect. The neighbors were friendly. The HOA barely existed. Then everything changed after a new HOA board was elected. Richard became the new president. Within weeks, the atmosphere in the neighborhood completely changed. Letters started arriving almost every Friday. My pool lights were too bright. My fence color supposedly violated HOA standards. Even the flowers around my pool were suddenly considered non-compliant. None of it made any sense. Every inspection seemed designed to find something new. Then came the biggest surprise. A certified envelope arrived at my front door. Inside was a lawsuit. The HOA claimed my swimming pool was reducing nearby property values and violating multiple community regulations. They demanded over $8,400 in fines and threatened to place a lien on my property if I refused to comply. Even my attorney looked confused. He had never seen an HOA case built on such weak claims. As my lawyer prepared our defense, strange things began happening around the house. Every Monday morning, wet footprints appeared across my patio. The chlorine level kept dropping even though nobody had used the pool. One afternoon, I found an expensive wine glass sitting beside my outdoor lounge chair. It wasn't mine, neither was the towel hanging over the fence. At first, I convinced myself there had to be an innocent explanation. Maybe neighborhood kids. Maybe a maintenance worker. Maybe I was simply distracted because of the lawsuit. Then one evening, I checked the pool filter. Someone had changed its settings. That was impossible. Only I knew how to access the equipment. Something was wrong. I decided to install 4 additional security cameras covering every angle of my backyard. Not because I expected a crime. I simply wanted peace of mind. What I discovered was far worse than I ever imagined. 3 days later, my phone sent me a motion alert. I opened the security app. Richard, the HOA president, walked through my side gate. Behind him came the vice president. Then 2 more board members carrying towels and a cooler. They entered as if they owned the place. Later, my attorney helped uncover something even more shocking. Years before I bought the home, the previous owner had given the HOA an emergency gate code for landscaping contractors. After the property was sold, nobody ever changed the code. The board had quietly continued using it. Not for emergencies, for themselves. The cameras showed everything. They swam in my pool. They grilled food on my patio. They invited friends. They relaxed for hours while I was at work. Then another recording changed everything. Richard laughed and said, "If he complains, we'll just send him another violation notice." The entire conversation was crystal clear. They believed nobody would ever know. Unfortunately for them, the cameras never stopped recording. The courtroom was packed. The HOA's attorney confidently argued that my pool violated community rules and deserved to be removed. Then my lawyer stood. He requested permission to present new evidence. The judge nodded. The lights dimmed. The first video began. Richard entered my backyard using the old emergency gate code. Minutes later, the rest of the HOA board followed. The second clip showed them swimming in my private pool. The third showed them eating dinner on my patio. Then came the final recording. The audio echoed through the courtroom. "If he complains, we'll just fine him again." Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The judge slowly removed his glasses. He looked directly at the HOA attorney. Would you like to explain why your clients were repeatedly trespassing on the very property they're asking this court to regulate? Silence. The HOA attorney had no answer. Several board members couldn't even look at the screen. Within minutes, everything fell apart. The judge dismissed every claim against me. The HOA's lawsuit collapsed. Instead, the court ordered an investigation into the board's conduct. Neighbors quickly learned what had happened. An emergency community meeting was called. Richard resigned before the vote. 2 other board members were removed the following week. The HOA eventually reimbursed my legal fees and paid for damages caused during their unauthorized use of my property. The same people who tried to take away my pool ended up paying to protect it. Installing those cameras cost me less than $200. They ended up protecting a home worth hundreds of thousands. Sometimes justice doesn't come from the loudest argument. Sometimes it comes from the quiet truth that a camera never forgets. If you enjoyed this story, let me know in the comments. What would you have done if you caught your HOA secretly using your private pool? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more HOA stories where the truth always comes out.